Good morning, folks. Happy Friday. I'm going to see if I have any people come into the room. You guys know I try to keep topics pretty fresh daily. Try not to run into the same topics at all times. And I thought I came up with one that is pretty suitable. Called Follow the Bouncing Ball of Melody. Let me see what we're doing here. I think her last bill was 155.84. Full chemicals using in February. Why is that negative? Marielle, good morning. How you doing? Follow the bouncing ball of melody. How's your Friday going? Cam D. Garcia. Guys, if I get your name wrong, excuse me. If I get your name wrong, excuse me. I'm only going by your screen names. But good morning to all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell notification to let you guys know when there is going to be more available content. 0.00, so that's 231.68. 231.68. Follow the bouncing ball of melody is the topic of today's room. Well, it is the topic of today in the room. Give me 1 second. I'm doing some admin work. Zero payment applied. I forgot how much these people paid. Anyway, I'll do that later. Got more people coming into the room. We're almost at the 5-minute mark. Follow the bouncing ball of melody. Have you guys ever tried to learn a song and just couldn't get the song? Let me get something to drink real quick. And again, thank you guys for showing up for the live. I'm going to go for about, you guys know the drill, about a good 30 minutes on this topic. Following the ball about follow the bouncing ball of. Man, what's going on, Trim? Follow the bouncing ball of melody. If you're ever trying to learn a new piece of music, be right back. BRB. Hold on. All right, guys, I am back. I am back. Sorry about that. If you ever try to learn a new song, line is growing in, hair's getting the hair is growing back. Completely cut it off, so I'm feeling more confident in my walk. Um, if you guys have ever tried to learn a new song, and we're gonna keep this in mind, you've also got to you got to keep this in mind when you're playing the song. You have got to think about the music of no, go away. You ruined my sleep. You can call me Dr. Sleep then. Man, I'm sorry I ruined your sleep, but I hope I make your day better. Okay. Okay. So when we're talking about learning new pieces of music, especially songs from different eras, especially from songs from different eras. And Noel, I hope you like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you at least do me that. At least give me that right there. Like, subscribe, share, or give me a thumbs down. Thank you, thank you. At least I know you're there. Um, Going back to the topic at hand, how do you know if you're playing the song right? We have this song sitting in front of me called Easy to Love from a movie called Born to Dance. And this goes all the way back, I'm thinking from what I've been reading, all the way back to 1936. I believe my grandfather, who is 91 years old, was born around I think 37. He's born around that time. So when it comes to learning this piece of music, I had no idea literally how to play it, what was going on in the piece. I knew that the song was in 4/4 timing. However, there's this thing in music not called interpretation of music, but it's called interpolation. Not interpretation, it's called interpolation. And to give you guys the proper definition of interpolation, I don't know why my voice wants to go hoarse with these sometimes. To give you guys a proper definition of interpolation, interpretation is, I believe, in layman's terms, what I think of a piece. You know, like if I wanted to turn this piece into an R&B piece, that's my interpretation of the music. I think it's an R&B piece. It definitely is not. Gonna let that power up real quick. And this is how the song actually sounds. Okay, so what definition was I looking for? Remember now, there's this thing called interpretation, and then there's this thing called interpolation. Interpolation. And interpolation, let's go with in music, not in math. I might be spelling it wrong. Trying to get my definition going. Sorry about that, guys. Interpolation in music. I don't know why I get the sniffles while I'm here, and I know that's annoying. Interpolation in music. So, interpolation in music is the re-recording or re-singing of a melody, lyrics, or chord progression from an existing song into a new one, rather than directly sampling the original audio. So let's keep that in mind right there. That's the definition. It's almost like interpretation. And let's find out. Interpretation versus interpretation. Interpretate. And these are everything that I do music. Everything that interpretation. Interpolation is the estimation of unknown values. Interpret. Okay, hold on. Interpolation in music. Again, you got to put down in music because it's also in math too. Okay, interpolation in music is a re-recording. Blah 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 blah. Interpolation. Blah blah blah. Show more. Okay, interpretation. A performer reinterprets an entire work in their own style, often changing the tempo or the arrangement while keeping the core song. Interpolation method re-records a portion. Interpretation re-performs the whole. These are the differences. Interpolation is a new recording. Interpretation also is a new recording. Interpolation, specific melodic lyric snippets. Interpretation. So when you do an interpretation, you're doing the full song. Interpolation, publisher, composition, mechanical license you need for it in interpretation. So even though they're similar in some aspects, even though they're similar, they're very different. So going back to following the bouncing ball of the melody, if you were a child of the 80s, we had this thing called singing class. We used to go to singing class and we sing songs like Jeremiah was a bullfrog, very special friend of mine. Never understood a single word it said, but we always had a mighty fun time. And we would read this thing on an big old television screen, heavy TV. And there's this thing called the bouncy ball. And that bouncing ball was an indication of the melody or the rhythm held within the melody. So this bouncy ball is invisible, yet it exists in this piece of music that I'm reading. That was wake me up. And the bouncy ball in this piece of music is actually the words. You'd be so easy to love, so easy to idolize. It's cracked. Voice cracked, but I don't care. But in order for me to get this song down packed, I had to number one, pull the recording of it, which it was kind of difficult to find because it was, from what I found, in a movie. It was redone by Billie Holiday. You saw Chick Corea giving what he thought it was, but you've got to follow the bouncing ball of the melody. For example, if you think about that song, if anybody has a birthday, bouncing ball, keep forgetting to go to the 5. So that's the bouncing ball. Then we're gonna go with the Did I miss up? So we're gonna go with the. Never thought about that one. Never thought about the three. We got a fan, Bobby. How you doing? Good morning. We call for. I'm using "Happy Birthday" as following the "Happy Birthday" as following the bouncy ball of melody. So when it comes to learning a new piece of music, such as this song, which was written or at least performed back in 1936, I could not get the. I was almost playing it as a. I was adding a tempo in the song that shouldn't be at the song. I was adding a tempo there, so I had to pull the recording. I had to listen to Billie Holiday singing it, and I had to get the melody of "You'd Be So Easy to Love." And when we follow the bouncing ball of the melody, yeah, it took me back to how the song sounded in its day. So see if I can do it in timing. So let's try it again. Hold on to those notes. And guys, you want to take it slow at first. And here's the thing, you kind of want to come out with your own interpolation of the song itself. Just like we saw the definition between interpretation versus interpolation. So again, if we I don't know why I keep shutting this thing down. I should write this stuff down. If we revisit the definition, it's kind of like, okay, if we're going to do a reinterpolation, let's add that to our plan. Let's add that to our plan. Dylan, let me know if I have your screen name right. Like, subscribe, share. Good to see you back. If you guys remember the Dave Chappelle show, when I see the name Dylan, they said, "Who's the greatest rapper?" And Dylan, with his Jamaican accent, said, "Dylan. Dylan, 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 Dylan." Very, very funny to me. I'm sorry. So when we talk about following the bouncing ball of melody, this is the melody in this song. I'm trying to get to the C sound. It's coming up as A major. So if I want to get the timing right, let's get the interpolation right at least. Take it slow. So if I can get that portion of it right. I was named after the singer Bob Dylan. Okay, we got a singer Bob Dylan. We got a rapper called Dylan. It's a cool name. Follow the bouncing ball. If you guys are in the comments, or if you guys are in the chat, what do you guys think I mean by following the bouncing ball of melody? And if you think about it, this song has taught me here, just by exploring this option, one follows the other. need to get that right first. Let's try to. That's the rhythm. It's almost like one can't exist without the other, even though they can. Even though they can, if I played the melody. Where are we going with it? I forget, let me see. So. And I left the sheet music. I left the sheet music at my student's house. So we're gonna go to F, B. So C7. Okay. So it's almost like one can't exist without the other. When we're thinking about following the bouncing ball of the melody here is. That's the melody. Yeah, one technically can't exist without the other, but if we follow the bouncing ball of the melody, look at this. There's your melody. Follow that bouncing ball. You kind of need both of them. Both equally important. I forgot where I'm going with it. So probably because I didn't throw. Probably that's not even part of the song if I'm thinking about it. Okay, that means there is no rhythm part in there. I mean, there's no melody in there. There's just a rhythm part. Now. So and here's the thing, my ears are following the bounce ball of the melody. I used to think that rhythm was the most important. Actually, both are. Actually, both are equally important. So with this song here, I'm following the bouncing ball of the melody. To trigger that memory. And get a glance of my hands real quick. Got my melody. This is my melody here in my right. Bounce a ball. Keep it going. why I can't get that right. I don't know why I can't get this. I'm following that mouse and ball and melody. Let's see. Let's see. Let's try it again. So I'm focusing on the melody. Think about this, guys. When I'm following the bouncing ball and melody, that means I'm honing in. My ears are. What's coming next? So let's see. Let's try it again. Get that timing right. All that melody. Anyway, I have fun doing that. I have fun doing that. I have been teaching myself to sing. Woo, man. Look up this guy called Matthew Nord. I used to think that people used to need singing lessons even if they were professionals. He claims they didn't. I believe him. I believe him. So since you've been teaching yourself to sing, following the bouncing ball of the melody, keep this in mind now. It's going to all come together. Darling, thank you for saying that. Is in a band, can you guys tell me who is the leader of the band? Who is the leader of the band? That's where this interpolation is coming in. C sharp. And the leader of the back to my question at hand. In a band, we follow the bass player. Now the drum holds the heartbeat, but the bass player holds the floor. The bass player holds the floor. So Dylan, if you're teaching yourself to sing and I'm the pianist, I'm looking at you. I'm following you. I'm waiting for you to give me the clue, like in this song, "You Be So Easy to Love." And it's kind of an interesting song because you've got to add your. I gotta get comfortable with this old way of playing. So, and keep this in mind with this song, there's certain key features of this song. Kind of like now I can understand different snippets. Kind of like there's different snippets of the interpolation that pinpoints that this song is this song. Kind of with this one and two and holding it right there. Okay, so there's certain parts of this song where it's gonna be key. Um, Sounds kind of funky, but if you think about the music of its day, going up to the B flat, back to the almost the original part of the melody. And here's a weird thing. How long is this song? It's not that I'm gonna be going for a sec. I gotta tune my guitar. Okay, cool. It's not that long of a song. You just gotta get into the spirit of that song by following the bouncing melody. Once you follow the bouncing ball of the melody and you decide to add your own interpolation into the piece, it kind of comes together. It kind of comes together. It's almost kind of like I would be able to sit here and probably play this. It's almost like I would be able to play it for um, cocktail music, maybe a nursing home, but it posed a challenge in a way that it's not a song from. It's a song from many eras before me, and I'm learning a lot about this song by just simply understanding the difference between interpretation. I was throwing in my own interpretation of the. That would be me throwing in my interpretation of the piece. And of course, my interpretation of the piece was completely wrong. So I had to, again, go back to listening to original versions of the song, namely Billie Holiday. She sung the song. And when I heard her melody, I was able to follow the bouncing ball of the melody. And I could probably add lib since I'm doing an interpolation. Not an interpretation. I probably could add some ad libs into the song now. So, guys, don't forget when you're learning a new piece, and we're not talking about our classical. We're not talking about following our regular classical pieces. That's an interpretation right there. That's so. So guys, remember that as you go through your week, as you go through your week, as you go through your practice, playing a little bit of Michael Jackson. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to follow the bouncing ball of the melody. You can see how it definitely applies to. Welcome back, Dial-In. We can see how it works with this song. And I want to turn this song into something kind of a little bit different. And I'll figure that out as we go along. But I'm having fun enjoying a piece from a time that was nowhere near mine. I'm having fun learning that piece. Now that I'm able to follow the bouncing ball of the melody, you. Now I gotta get to the, let me see. Now I gotta get my voice tuned. You, A augmented. So, you be so. Oh, so we're going for A minor. If we add that F, you'd be so easy to love. So, got a G chord. Easy to idolize all others. Now we got your B minor 7. To your E7. So we got the D in your. And we're gonna go to a G diminished. So we got the major. major, minor. That diminished is gonna be a landing on back on your A minor 7. Excuse me. So you're gonna go to your B flat diminished chord. So A minor to your A Augie. A Augie. Good. Sounds kind of crazy. A minor 7, and we're going to, I'm just following the chord changes. A minor 7, lower the 5, back to your G major 7, and you're back to your B flat diminished, which is and your D add 9, which is, you guys know is this, and your G6. There it is. There's the chord structure held in the right hand of the melody. So guys, keep this in mind. When learning a new piece, don't forget to follow the bouncing ball of the melody. I've been trying to do some of these in the evening time, but I've been out late. So if I can, I will. And if not, till we meet again tomorrow. Peace.